choya sampo pa gyu trashi pa tu che tempe trinle yar ngoda pelge drolor zampe ze parche palden lame shabla solvade Om Guru Vajradhara Suma Timonisha Sanekar Utta Vardani Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Om Guru Vajradhara Suma Timonisha Sanekar Utta Vardani Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Om Guru Vajradhara Suma Timonisha Utta Vardani Shri Bar Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Om Guru Vajradhara Suma Timonisha Sane Karm Utta Vardani Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Om Guru Vajradhara Suma Timonisha Sane Karm Utta Vardani Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Om Guru Vajradhara Suma Timonisha Sane Karm Utta Vardani Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Om Guru Vajradhara Suma Timonisha Sane Karm Utta Vardani Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Dagi Jitsun Lama Tuje Che Nyamda Dala Tuje Siksu So Gebe Shesan Dala Tendo So Uyon Sunge Nawa Tsedu So Seji Ningne Solwa Debe Tse Dechen Korlo Visu Lekshune Yila Sambe Dede Malupa Gemel Hunge Drubra Chingelo Soni Sodan Diktun Shape Tse Dunge Namke Yinsu Lekshune Lapchen Soni Yonsu Tsopa Dan Chiran Yetun Chamra Chingelo Chancho Pargi Ninsen Tukun Tu Niu Peme Siudru Lekshune Chancho Drube Gegen Kunshishi Tungen De La Drubra Chingelo Dagi Lona Chola Chokpa Dan Chemi Samjur Ngemba Shiwa Dan Chedan Tumbe Dede Malupa Beme Lungi Drubra Chingelo Dorna Tingne Tserawa Tamche Dan Techi Pardo Nekao Tamche Tu Rese Kyamne Lama Keleme Tukche Chingi Dala Siksu Sol Gongyab Drewe Nyamda Dachala Jetsun Lame Tuche Ravgongne Koda Sunge Nawa Dralme Tu NgalSo Nyongwe Kesantop Kyewa Kundu Yanda Lama Dan Drame Cheki Pela Longche Chin Sadan Lamge Yonte Rabzone Dorje Changi Kopa Nyur Tobe Sho Hakyuke Kodangandagi Lo Pakyuke Sundandagi Angam Pakyuke Tudang Dagi Ye Teyerme Chiktu Chingiolo Pakyuke Kodang Dagilu Pakyuke Sundan Dagingam Pakyuke Tudang Dagi Teyerme Chiktu Chingilo ma kyu ke kudang da ge lu ma kyu ke sum dan da ge nga ma kyu ke tu dang da ge ten yer me chik tu ching ge lo om muni Mahamuni Shakyamunye Swaha Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Shakyamunye Swaha Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Shakyamunye Swaha. So, as we are together here in this last session of this period we have had of teachings and practice together, I just thought it would be nice to be together. And as I said some days ago, around New Year time, that I would like to share some of the projects of the center at some point. Not going into many details, but at least something so we can have also some idea of what is going on, what are still the projects to come, and other things like this, no? But what would you prefer? Shall we go first to this more practical part, and after we go more to the Dharma part? Huh? Okay. Can someone just make me one favor, please? I need my computer here. And then just get me my computer, and then need to connect inside there. Now give it to me. There you go. This one. Is that place there? So, one of the special qualities that Rinpoche, according to my own experience, have always manifested is Rinpoche's ability to look beyond our own capacity. And to have this incredible courage to do things that apparently seem impossible, no, to our capacities. And then since the first moment which he's arrived in Albagnano, it had always appeared as a project bigger than the capacity that each one of the present people that were part of it could handle somehow, no? And Rinpoche always, he looked very far and very high into how to make this project and so on. Then, making a long story short, when Rinpoche arrived, the local government said to Rinpoche, okay, we are happy that you come here and that you like to make one Buddhist center and so on, but we have rules and laws and this. So what we need actually you to make a project of what is your main constructions, what you need to do, what you like to do here. A sort of what they call a master plan. So at that time, I started working on that afterwards also. And after 12 years, this process was completed in 2017, December 2017, in which basically Rinpoche gave his indications of what he wanted here in Albagnano. And then we start working on to make it, to put everything in a project according to the whole aspects of, how do you say, in English, urbanizzazione, all the planning and construction planning and all of this, because it needs to go inside the main master plan of the town. So we were able to make the change of the master plan of the town, and this was when we made a commitment with the local Be municipality in that December 2017, which allows us to finish to build the temple, to make few things, which basically is to do the temple. Then there is the possibility to do also some rooms for guests. Then there is the theater. Okay, these are the three main constructions here, which are possible out of this. And in this long process, we were requested also to make a road of access. No? But the most important thing before we go into any sort of practical things, I just like to remind ourselves that why we are here. You know, what's the function of the center? Because on one side, when I was involved, and I'm still very much involved in all these construction issues and projects and all of this, sometimes I ask myself, but I didn't go to India to do this. This is not, you know, my proposal was not to pass my days between construction companies and architects and engineers. I like all of them very much. I love all of them. But still, you know, that's other things which I prefer doing in a way. So why are we doing all of this? What is the reason? The main reason is because the Dharma is what we have of most precious. And we need conditions to practice, place where we can gather. We need a place where we can be as a community. More and more, Rinpoche have been saying so many times, one day you will not be able to go to Borobudur, to Tibet, to other places. We need our own holy place here. How many times Rinpoche came here to this place where we are now and he called, this is our Borobudur. You know? And many of us, we may have, each one had our own interpretation. Oh, is it because it has the same meaning? Is it because it has the same energy, this and that? But in a very, we can have different levels of interpretations. But on a very gross level, now we cannot travel. And this is actually our place of pilgrimage. And Rinpoche have made this place a holy place. But at the same time, we are in times in which to have a holy place with all the specific energy qualities that helps for the Dharma practice and transformation and so on is not enough. We need central heating, we need air exchange system, we need all the conditions that the law requires, system to protection against fire, smoke detectors, blah, 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 blah. All so many things together, no? And we live in times in which we like comfort. So there are many things together, okay? So out of this, in order to serve the Dharma truly, this whole project was created. That's the main reason. No? And Rinpoche, very often he stressed the fact that we need to have a place that will be in service of the Dharma, and we need to have a possibility where we can live as community. Very often Rinpoche emphasized the fact that the way how we live in the modern life in the cities, where so many people together but everyone alone, it's not really working. The importance that we need to be together, to share life, not only on the spiritual path, but to share our life, and to be able to share the life together with those that have a similar worldview. And Rinpoche stressed a lot also the importance of nature, that one day all these comforts we have would not be so obviously there, and so many things. So nowadays, during this pandemic time, I have felt very much the importance of being here in Albagnano. Really, Albagnano, for me personally, I have felt like really an oasis in the middle of everything, like a real paradise. Rinpoche told me a few times. One time I remember very clear when coming back from Tibet, we were walking together here. Rinpoche said to me, Albagnano, it's a real paradise. It's a real pure land. That's the word he used. Unless you make it your own hell. If you don't know how to see it as such. No? So, but we are really in our small paradise, small, big paradise, and it has all many conditions. But to make this whole project happen takes an incredible amount of energy, which it's working, things are going very well, you know. Like just one information before we go into the details, which for me, I'm actually very proud of, is that for many, many years, the center had one big problem. That all the expenses that were there on daily basis were not covered by the daily income. So every year we went on deficit, and then we need to find money from somewhere else, and it was always a problem. And since now a few years, the center is self-sufficient. In the center there, even now this year that we have just finished, without in the middle of this pandemic and all of this, still the center is self-sufficient. I think this is something which gives a possibility also of sustainability for the projects to come. No? But I like just to give a short updates on some of the projects that we are doing, okay? So, as we know, we are here in the temple, and when we started, we got the permit, the main general permit in December 2017, and then we start building in the December 2018, more or less, okay? We got the final permit in November 2018, and we start building right away. So in these last 2 years, we got where we are. We are actually almost finished, remembering that in the middle way of we had all the lockdown and all these things also in between. But I'm very happy that all the most important part of the building, which is the sacred part, which is the part which regards the more part, let's say, of energy-wise and the blessings and all these things, we were able to conclude with Rinpoche's presence and blessings. This really, for me, is something very, very important. No? We put the central channel, all the ornaments above, all these things which are actually the most important part of the temple. No? And Rinpoche, many times he manifested that the temple is something for the future, not for the present. And even when I went to make him some questions on some, like on the divisions of the spaces and many things, and Rinpoche often would say, you do. Then I would show him and say, yes, yes, good. No? But still, for our fortune, we have all his indications that we are following in the present moment. No? Like we have the floor to do teachings in the Tara Gompa. It was Rinpoche's request to make it the Tara Gompa. Then we have the yoga room. Then there is the museum. The next floor should be ready in the next few months. Hopefully we can finish everything in the temple by mid-March, end of March. This is my wish for the beginning of spring. And this should be, on the second floor we'll have a place dedicated specially for meditation retreats, a place dedicated for study and reflection, a library where to hold all our many collection of texts, and a protector Gompa also. No? Yesterday we talked about the importance of the Dharmapala in the teachings of Lojong. So we have a place dedicated for the Dharmapala, which now is in the other part of the center, which we will bring here, okay? So everybody very often asks me, but what is the timing for things? So just for everyone to understand, when to build the temple, we have one condition, which was established by the government, which is the fact that to make the temple, we need at the same time to make one road. Okay? So basically, we need to build the roads that we have of access from the other side. They are connected. In order to be allowed to finish the construction of the temple, we need to do the road. So we have been doing the two together. We have finished the upper part of the parking for the commune. Now the road is almost done. So technically, by March, we should also finish the first part of the road. The road is divided into two parts. There is the one part which is connecting to, let me open something here so you can see, otherwise it's really difficult to explain, just like this. We have two parts of the road. One first part, which actually regards just, let me see, 1 second. Let me see if we can make this thing work. Where is it? To share my screen. Anyhow, the first part of the road is the part which is for public use. And then the second part of the road, it is a part of the road which is also to connect to our own, how to say? The second part of the road is to connect to our own parking. So, 1 second only, I'm just trying to make this thing work. Just for you, it's the first time we are using also the new system we have for the sound audio video system. So basically we have a system that what we can see in each room, we can see on all the other rooms, okay? And, but it is at the same time, how to say, the first time we are doing some things here, so it takes a little bit of 1 moment only. Let's try to do it if we're sure we can make it happen. One second. Hello. Are you working or not? Yes. Okay. No problem. I just need to put this code in here. Otherwise, one second only. Sorry for those that are here because looks like now so it's the first time we turn on the projector after a long time and it's not in focus, okay? So anyhow, but you can have some idea, more or less. Let's see if we can make it work. Okay, can you see something there? Okay, sorry. The first part of the road is basically what we are building now. It's almost finished. Then there is the second part with the last yellow part, okay? These two parts of the road, this first part is of public use, the second part is private, and we need to finish both. So the project is by the month of March, we should finish the first part, and then we have the second part connecting to our parking, which should be finished by the month of maybe June. This is the idea as a whole, okay? All of this, just to say, there is a lot of costs which we are not talking every day about everything that is there. And as I said to the mayor when we went to sign the commitment to do all of this and to make the road, we had no choice. I said the only reason why we signed the commitment to make such a road is or because we are completely crazy or because we truly believe in what we are doing. There is no other reason behind, okay? So anyhow, we are being able to do it. It's working. It's coming up. So hopefully by this, so which means that by springtime, the temple should be finished with the road ready and so on. With the help of everyone, this is possible, okay? So at the same time, there are some other very nice projects which are actually coming out. And I like to share them also with you. And one more thing, just practical, connected to the road. Another project which is also there is the project that together with the road, we need to make also another parking. These are all requirements by law, because once you have a certain amount of square meters, you need also to make a certain amount of parking area. So on top of the place of the public parking in front of Colonia, we are making another 20 parking places on the road coming down. So basically, when, where are we? Where did it go? Anyhow, on the road going down, yeah, here, you can see, this is the public parking in front of the Colonia. Here we have another 20 parkings coming, okay? This is all for public use. We make, and it's for public use. Then, we needed by law to make another parking. So I found out this space here in between, which is basically, it was not being used for anything. So finally we make this project to make this parking here. Okay, so we have another 18 parking lots there. And they are very near to the center, and it's very nice because they're the same height of the temple, basically. So actually from this parking, walking, we don't need to go up and down mountain-wise. We're just on the same height. So especially for elder people, for people with difficulty to walk and so on, there is no much going up and down, okay? So the nice thing of this project is that together with the road, we managed to find a way how actually to make out the parking in the second part of the road, where 85% of the costs are included in the first part of the road. So somehow easily we are able to make it to continue, okay? All these things, in one way, we don't think so much about it. We go, we park, we think it's easy, but it takes so much time and energy behind to make everything, to look for everything. And the first job that I had here when I arrived, Rinpoche made me to build our parking. And Rinpoche used to remember so many, say, old times we had places for horses, now we need places for cars. And he was repeating that again and again and again and again, okay? So this is just to share with you a little bit this part of the more technical. Then we have some other technical issues that we also need to deal in this next months. So for example, this is another project which we also need to do, which is quite difficult to understand what you have here. Maybe if we do like this, you can understand. No, it didn't work. Basically what happened is that when to build all of this, we needed to make a lot of other extra constructions which we don't see. So we need to do a sewage system, we need to take care of the rainwater. So all the rainwater that comes because we are in a mountain area, it needs to be directed into a river. So this is the project where the way how the water is nowadays directed, they ask us to reinforce the walls on the side with stone and all of this. So it's basically where there is the entrance of the parking down, there is a sort of valley going down, okay? So this is one of the works that we need to come to do in this next months also, to reinforce this. You see, this here is the main road coming up, the very steep one, via Piccolo Tibet. And nearby we need to reinforce all this water passage here. So these are things that we don't see much, we don't talk much about, are not as nice as building a Buddhist library and doing this type of things. But we need to do also. It's a way of taking care of our local environment, first. Second, if we don't do, we don't get permits to do the rest. Okay? Then we have other things. We need to change our sewage system because it's too small for the number of people that we have here and for the growth of the center. This we will do in the next month also. So there are many other small things connected to it also, okay? But one other nice important project also is that finally we are coming out with the project of the Colonia. So the Colonia is a very important place where we have all our Karma Yogas and guests and Lama Caroline's office. There are many things there. So after we have had difficult process to get all the permits, and now finally it's on its final way. So hopefully we can conclude the project of the Colonia by the month of we can get all the permits, hopefully in the next few months, and by the end of this year we can able to complete it, to finish completely. Colonia is a very, very difficult building that we own because it's built in two different moments. And basically what happens is that anywhere, if you touch here, you need to touch there. There is no possibility to touch here and not touch anywhere else. And so basically now we found finally one project which seems to work out. We did at least 4 projects up to now. So finally it's coming. This is just here one of the projects that was done, just to give one idea. No? And then we need to make different changes on it because it doesn't respect any of the security requirements as height for the slabs and many other things, okay? So anyhow, we hope that we can conclude the Colonia, thinking to make it in a way that is more comfortable for everyone staying there, in a way that it can actually fulfill the functions for karma yoga and guests and everything else. Okay, so this is something that we have been waiting for a long time, and we need to do this year also. We must finish to fix the Colonia, okay? This is one thing. Then, there is one thing also which is my favorite project in the moment, after the temple, which is the fact that we got one very special permit in the Gifa. We are here on our left side, on that side of the forest. Basically, we have a place which is all forest area. We are nearby the part which is called Parco della Santa Trinità di Gifa, no? And all that area of the park, there is the possibility that normally you cannot build anything there. But I was thinking a lot that we need places for people to do personal retreats. Because, okay, it's wonderful to be together, to do retreats in group, but for the Dharma to go deeper into each one, we need to have the possibility to sit down and to do by ourselves solitary retreat. And this requires some conditions, actually. So we got the permit. I don't need to go into details on the whole process to get it, but we got the permit to build from 12 to 15 small retreat houses in the forest. Okay? All very much ecological, respecting the environment, having the minimum impact on the environment around, and so on. So this is something that we also need to work on this year. This is one idea of a prototype of a small retreat house, which is a small house where you have basically a place where you sleep, a room to do practice, and a small place where you can eat, and a bathroom. So hopefully by the next year, we will be able also to do our own individual retreats also in these spaces. I think this is something that in time will be very, very important for all of us, okay? And we have also many lamas, monks also who are actually really wishing to be here and to do retreat. Geshe Chanchu Gense, when he saw the project, said, oh, when is the moment? I like to book one retreat house for me. No? So I think this is also something very nice. Let me just try to open here to show it in a different way. Yeah, so here you can have a better idea about if it opens. No, it didn't. Hello? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so here you have an idea of the retreat house. Can you see? So here you have the place where you have to sleep. Here in the center is a room for meditation. There will be dividing walls in between. And here is a small place where to eat. And in front, there will be also a terrace where you can actually do also some yoga and other practice trulkor and so on outside, okay? Here is the same project with the divisions. You can see maybe a little bit more clear, okay? So basically here you have a place to sleep and to pass the other moments. In the center there is a small meditation room, and here a bathroom and a place to eat, okay? So it's like the minimum for one person comfortably to stay there, and it's in the forest, around the temple area. So basically, it's the possibility to have a small place where you stay 10 days by yourself, doing your 4 sessions a day of practice, where you can stay maybe 3 months. Whatever retreat you need to do, you can stay longer. So it's dedicated specially for retreat. So I hope that soon we will be able also to actually use this space and to have these areas for retreat. Personally, I'm putting a lot of energy in all these building projects because I don't want to stay the next 15 years of my life involved into building projects, okay? So that's why I'm pushing everything to finish as soon as possible so that we can truly just after use it, no? So just as an idea, here you can also see more or less the way how this house is, one of the possibilities, we are still working on it, how we can place these little houses around, okay? Actually, the temple is here. Now you cannot see in this drawing, but the temple is here. And then here you have the little houses put around, at least 10 meters between each one of them, so you have some more privacy in between in order to do practices, okay? So this is a preview of one of the projects that we have. Together with this project, there is another 2 things which were requested by Rinpoche, and one of them is the... One of them is the fact that we have the holy tree of the Bodhi tree, no? That we need to bring to the Gompa here, actually, the Bodhi tree. It's in the restaurant. We need to bring to the Gompa also. But the Bodhi tree, Rinpoche said many times, oh, we need to plant it outside, need to make a greenhouse. But we cannot get the permits easily to do this. So in Gifa, they gave us the permit to do the greenhouse. So within this, there is the project also, actually, of making a greenhouse so that we can also put the Bodhi tree inside. And then there is also making one stupa, which was, when we were building the temple, there was this Feng Shui master that came here. And here I found it. Okay. So this Feng Shui master, he told us that we needed to build, in order for the success of the center, was a very important Feng Shui master. He said, oh, you need to make a sort of stupa with a flag on the other side of the temple. So Rinpoche looked at, we went through it to Rinpoche and he said, yes, need to do it. So we cannot just make it like that. All these things take a long process. You need to ask the change on the master plan of the government, piano regolatore, they need to make the change. It's quite complicated, but things are going quite well, okay? So this is just one idea for the Bodhi tree greenhouse, okay? Which is something that we still need to work on details and all of this. And then this is basically what the Feng Shui master made the drawing, and then I re-elaborated. So basically when we do the kora of the Gompa, and from above there is this corner that we go inside the forest a little bit and we come back. On that corner should go this sort of stupa with the mani prayer wheels around and this victory banner on top, okay? He was saying this was very important because we need to balance, the temple is the most important part of the center, but most of the buildings develop on the other side. So it's like, it's a little bit on the corner. So we needed to balance the energy. So we need something on the other side that is as high as the temple. That was the point. So he made all this drawing according to all the reasons of Feng Shui. So this is another thing that we also need to work on. The difficulty that is there for me is that to do all these projects, like for example the greenhouse, before you can actually do anything, you need to have an approved project by the government, when you need to go to different levels of government, and you need to give a very detailed plan of what you need to do much before. So you need to have a very detailed project like 2 years before you start doing anything. And all of this takes a lot of energy and time. Anyhow, now we are working on these projects also, okay? So together with this, what we are also allowed to do, that it's in our plans, is that near to the center, where we have also this wooden house. When we go the little road going to Albagnano, there is a old wooden house there, okay, the wooden shed. There we are allowed to make rooms for guests, around between 18 and 20 rooms. So this is also one priority because everybody nowadays wants to come to Albagnano, but there is never a place to sleep. This is one of the main issues. So there is the possibility to make rooms there. And where we have the so-called golden place, to make also a theater there. This was Rinpoche's plan, to make a theater dedicated for artistic and the conferences and all of this, okay? So these are mainly some of the projects that we have right now. And then there is another project also that we are still working on it. I haven't spoken about it yet on public because I don't like speaking much about things when actually we have no any certainty about it yet. But just as we are talking about all the possible projects, there is one project here, okay. Yeah, this is basically near to, there we go. Okay. So basically, near to our main new road, where there is the parking, below when we did to, in order to make the road, we needed to buy land. And buying this land came out that we bought a part of land that we didn't need it on purpose, but it came out that is a land which is allowed to build. Okay? So the project there is to make a small village for the Sangha, okay? Which the name Rinpoche gave was Shambhala village. So in this place where we can make houses in order for Sangha members that like to come to live in Albagnano have the possibility to have house. Not for, our Sangha is bigger than this. Here it's finally 14 houses, but it's something more in a place where it's not possible to build, okay? We have not yet opened this much because like even this, we have done, you can see, many different drawings and plans and projects and so on, and all this is completely uncertain. In the sense that we did all of this, and then it goes to the local commission of the government. The last time it went to the commission, they looked at it and they said, redo the project. Okay, so now we are going to discuss with them to check why, what they don't like, what needs to be rechecked, and it's a long process, okay? And it's not like easy talking and going. So this is just to give some ideas of another thing which at some point, hopefully this year, we'll have something more about it. But the idea is to give the possibility for more people from the Sangha to be able to stay here and have their own house here, okay? So this is another project which is moving on. When we have actually any more clear information, which means we do the project and we say, okay, this can be the project, then we share once again with everyone, no? Because the question that many people come is when it's, how it's going to be, when it's going to be ready, how much it's going to cost. First of all, to answer the first question, how it's going to be, I need to have a project approved. Second, how much it's going to cost depends on the project. Third, depend on the moment in which we are able to start having the idea to build because the prices are changing of everything. So, are things that it's not easy to give answers, and to give an answer which is completely generic and is not based on any facts, I don't like doing that, okay? But just to share an idea, a little bit of something that it's coming, is there on the cooking pot, slowly, slowly coming and moving. One of this is also the Shambhala village, which is in that place, okay? And the idea is to make these houses by the project which we did now. It's totally 14 houses from 50 square meters to 90 square meters. The smallest one is 50, the biggest one is 90. So that people from the Sangha can buy these houses, and with the money also, there is not much profit as we look through the whole thing. Actually, it's quite expensive to build, it's not much. But with the difference of what we may get with this, we reinvest to make the rooms for the guests and other things like this also. So this is more or less the project in which we have right now, okay? So this was just to give some update like this on some of the projects that we are working on right now. And then the main thing is that all of this is made basically so that we can be here together and practice the Dharma together and, you know, dedicate our life in a way that it's more meaningful. This is the main reason for it. Okay? So, just one thing together is that all of this is only possible through truly the support and the help of everyone. So I'm truly very, very much grateful to everyone for your support, for your help, because without the support of each one of us, none of this is possible. You know, when we start making the temple, I start making the budgeting, and I checked and I said, it's a bit difficult. And then when we start going through it, and I saw the help of so many people, and then we start working, and it started working. When I look now and I say, how was possible to get where we are? The only answer is through the support and help of everyone. And it's quite amazing to see it all happening. And as in Tibetan we say, Chöshin Chena Charshimbab, which means when you act in accordance to the Dharma, the conditions for it to happen come down like rain. So, right, the conditions appear through the effort of everyone. So please, we need the support of everyone to keep the center running, to make all these projects which are here for us, not for anyone else. We are the ones that use it, no one else, no? And one important part of the project also, which you have already seen, is the solar panels which we did also. That's a big investment, actually, because to do the solar panels, we needed to make this electric cabin. I don't know if you saw this big concrete house, long one. Okay? This is because the amount of energy that we need to use as a center, it's higher than a normal house. And here in Albagnano, we are in a village. The amount of energy that the government is able to give to us is not enough for the need that we have when we put everything together. So we needed to build that, which is not only the concrete house, it's all the machines that go inside, which make a total, altogether, it's around 120,000 euros. Okay. Then on top of that, okay, we have the solar panels. So all of this will give us some more independence of electricity and stability and all of this, which we also need. Especially now that we want to go away from fossil fuels and we need still heating, we need to do all of this. So this becomes even more and more important, okay? So this is, I think, one of the most important things. And then there is one more thing which I like to share, but first I need to find, so I will just send you back to the other screen one moment. Let's see if it works. Hopefully, yes. Yeah, there you are. So, I will just, one moment, look for something else, which is that when Rinpoche, when I had this moment in which I was talking with Rinpoche in the plane in Tibet, and I asked Rinpoche, oh Rinpoche, what shall we do when you pass away? And who shall we invite? And he told me, anyhow, when I die, you will not be able to invite anyone. This was like 6 years ago at least, no? I used to say 6 years ago, 2 years ago, so it's almost 8 years ago already, no? And at that time, I couldn't understand, and in my logical mind, I said, but come on, we can invite people at any moment. This is not a big issue, no? And still, here we are, and things were very clear. So we did what Rinpoche told us. He said, we should make turns with the practices that I taught. Each one should do all the practices that I taught. Then I said, okay, Rinpoche, and what shall we do after? Shall we make many stupas with the remains of your body and send around to all the Dharma centers and everything? Rinpoche said, no, stupas just to feel Tibetans need stupas. That's their culture. What we need to do, you make many statues of myself. And then these statues, we put some relics inside and you send everywhere to all the centers and disciples. And I said, should you look in the statue? Should we make it looking like Pandita style with the head and all like similar to Lama Tsongkhapa? Should we make like Mahasiddha? There's a statue of Rinpoche which was made in Tibet like Mahasiddha style, with the Damaru and the tiger skin and all of this. He said, no, don't do these things. Make it looking as much as I look normally. So we were working on it, okay? And I'm just looking if I can find the most recent image of it. Yeah, this is more or less one. I'm not sure if it is, this is the latest one, actually not. 1 second, maybe we just go to something else. In the meantime, I find this to show to you. We are working on the statue, okay? It actually has been something quite difficult. Not from an emotional point of view, but to get out something that I really like, okay? We are not yet there. So because we need to make many statues, the way that we found was to do it in 3D, and then after we can print it. So this month we are going to print the first prototype, a small one. And then once it's ready, it still needs many things. It still needs the dorje, the bell, the throne. We can put heads and many other things, but the main part is done. But it has been really difficult to make the way of Rinpoche's expression and face. It's not really easy, also because Rinpoche's expression and face, it's quite uncommon in many ways, no? And very special. So we got to something which is quite okay. I'm very happy compared to which were the first prototypes. So I would like to share this with you also, okay? So I just need to find here the last version of it. And then, so that this is it. So in the near future, we will also be able to make these statues and share. And the other thing which we are also doing that still need to be finished is the fact of Rinpoche's stupa, okay? Rinpoche's stupa, we still need to do, no, not here. Sorry. Rinpoche stupa, there are still some golden ornaments part that need to come from Nepal because of the pandemic, the people doing it. The same one that did the golden ornaments for the temple all came very fast. Then came the pandemic. The father that passed away with COVID of the family. Some workers also passed away. So because of many issues, the work got very much delayed. Now it looks like things are coming, so we can finish and do the complete finishing of the stupa also, okay? So this is some of the works that we are going through, okay? So this is just of some of the projects that we have now. And one other very nice project, which we should also be starting this year, is to make a puja fund. Because Rinpoche used to do every year so many pujas in the monasteries in Tibet, in Nepal, in Tibet, for all of us. You know, everybody's asking, oh, please, can you make this prayer for me, that, and so on. Rinpoche would make so many pujas everywhere. So we need to continue. We are continuing to make all these pujas that Rinpoche used to make, these fixed ones, we are continuing to make them. Every year in Nepal, during the Losar time, and then in the south of India, in Serpa Monastery, Sharganden Monastery, and all of that. But all these pujas, there is also a cost connected to it, you know. Rinpoche had this magic of making money. Looks like, you know, somehow it was there. Now we need also to put our effort together. So my idea is to have a fund which is dedicated for the pujas. So we make our own dedications, we make a donation to that, and then this money will be distributed to the monasteries in South India, in Nepal, in Tibet, in order to make the pujas, where we put the names of everyone with dedications and so on. This is also something that we need to start in this year, okay? And then just one last thing, as I look here, sorry, I don't like talking while I am doing something else, but yeah, I found what I was looking for. The last thing also, it's something that one of the most important projects that actually we have is the center itself. And as I said before, I am really, really happy that actually the center now is self-sufficient. This is something which is really something that is not obvious and easy. To manage the center, it's a lot of work. It's not simple. To keep it floating, it's really complex. But I have one wish, one ideal, which for me it's very strong, even though I have many, let's say, skeptical minds around about it, which I understand clearly. Even myself, somewhere I am skeptical. Okay? In the ancient times, all the temples and monasteries, they worked because there were big sponsors. So there were the kings and so on. We are not in that time anymore. And in order to keep the center alive, it depends on the support from everyone. So the best would be, we all receive benefits from the center. The best would be if each one of us, we can support the center according to our own capacities. I give 10, you give 100. No. For example, as our friend Shirley said, when she committed to give 2 million euros for the temple, which she did, and I went to say, thank you very much. And she said, look, you don't need to thank me more than you need to thank other people, because the only difference between me and others is that I am rich. Each one is giving what is in their own capacities, you know, but I'm not doing more than others. So one thing which I see clearly for me is that one of the taboos that we have in our society is money. Especially when it comes money connected to spiritual things, it's a taboo in many levels. And I don't like at all the feeling that the teachings and the Dharma activities have a price. Oh, I like to go for the initiation, how much it costs. I like to go for the teaching, how much it costs. I think we don't need to have this relation. But still, we need to pay the bills. As we are in here, we are using electricity, we have the air exchange system, we have heating, we pay taxes. There's so many costs involved, an incredible amount of costs. So we need to support all of this. So it's not a matter of participating with money to pay for the teachings. It has nothing to do with the value of the teachings. The matter of supporting financially the structure. So this is this Sarva Dharma system that we have. But this year we are making one change, which is a trial. We are in a trial year, in which instead of making a request that everyone, in order to participate in the teachings, should give 240 euros a year, no one is obliged to do it, but everyone is requested. And to give in accordance to your capacity. If you can give this amount, wonderful. If you can give more, even better. If you cannot able, you give less. If you cannot do anything, you don't give anything. But there is no, I would say, a fixed obligation between paying something and participating in Dharma activities. Okay? But I say this is a trial year because the center to survive depends on this money also. So if we all participate well and we really support the center in this way, then it works out. You know? And all of this started because there was a moment in which I was seeing people that were not coming to the center because they didn't have money to pay to participate in the activities, and I felt really uncomfortable. And I said, no, we cannot go on in that way. So my feeling is each one participate, because if I receive benefit, what I do, I offer so others can have a similar opportunity in the future also. No? So it's a matter not of paying for what I receive, it's a matter of offering in order to participate, to take care of the center so others and ourselves can continue to receive the benefit of the Dharma. So this is also the idea, okay? I found what I was looking for, so I will connect again. One second, I need to do it differently. One second only. Let's see if it works or not. We are not there yet. 1 second. Okay, now we should go there. Okay, sorry that the screen is really blurry there, but something you will be able to see. Let's go to the more near one. Okay? So, this is, can you see? Okay. So this is one of the works. It's not final version, but we are slowly getting there. Okay. Okay. So with this basically, then with this we can actually make then, like on any material can be made. Once we have the 3D version done, we can make on any size and any material we like. So this is the idea. So okay. Yes, it's part of the things to add. No, it is on one of the things to add actually. No? Rinpoche always had a pocket here, so we need to add the pocket also here, no? And then we need to add the dorje in the hand and the bell. We make as Rinpoche normally appear. Then, for example, there is the red chogo, which is this with the dorjes, but this we print on cloth and then we put on the statue instead of making it in the actual statue, no? So this is here, as you can see, it is actually a lot of work behind, and it is actually more difficult than what I thought initially. Okay? But this is just to make this, to share a little bit with you what we are working on, and I hope that soon you can have yours at home also. Okay? So this is the idea. So just to make one point about this, just because these are questions that people made. When I talked that time with Rinpoche, Rinpoche stated very clearly saying, I said, oh, what shall we do with your body? I'm very fortunate that I had the opportunity to talk so openly that time. And we had the opportunity. Rinpoche said, if possibly you keep my body intact. No? If not, you do the cremation. No? And it's incredible how to many conditions Rinpoche's wish is fulfilled. And it's interesting because at one moment there is a document which was placed in the local government, placing Rinpoche's wishes, also what he wanted to be done with his body and so on. And Rinpoche said very clearly, if you need to cremate, you wait at least 1 year, because for at least 1 year, people would not be able to come to Albagnano. So before cremating, you need to wait minimum 1 year. You know? But then one point in the middle of the pandemic, in the lockdown, it was so complicated. We didn't know where to keep Rinpoche's holy body for one moment. Then it was, okay, cemetery was so complicated. I called Trija Rinpoche, I said, what we do? Maybe we just go for the cremation, you know, and I was overwhelmed with the whole thing. We wanted to keep here, and it was not possible. And then one moment you said, okay, we do the cremation. So I called the local government and said, okay, go on, we do the cremation. Then the government coming back and said, not possible. It goes against Lama Ganshin's wishes. This is Verbania government. You know? His wishes was to, for at least 1 year, keep his body. I said, okay, then we do differently. That's when we found the cemetery down in Biganzolo, this beautiful place, and then after we were able to make the stupa and bring here. So Rinpoche's wish, you know, by the power of the truth and his own, you know, stronger than anything, it came exactly as he wanted. So at the same time, people ask, oh, but what relics do we put inside the stupas and the statues and all of this? So Rinpoche have actually kept, every time he would shave around the hair in his head, had some hair around, or he would cut his nails, and all of this he have kept separately his whole life. Not his whole life, but many years of his life. So the tradition says that with this, they are made special pills of blessing. together with some other things of blessing, and then this will, inside each one of the statues, we put one of these pills, okay, with a part of his energy or from his body also, which is for Rinpoche's disciples, basically, for everyone that really connects to Rinpoche with faith as our lineage guru. No? So we will be working on this in this next year coming also. Okay? So this was just to share something with everyone. The statue is there for us to remind of the presence and to be a basis for our visualization and practice also. That's the reason also for the statue that we are making, okay? But the most important thing is that as we are together here, we are fulfilling Rinpoche's greatest wish, which is to practice the teachings that he gave us and to go on with the path that he has shown us. And we are doing it very well. I'm very proud of our Sangha. I'm truly proud of all of us, in a way. And one very special thing is that since Rinpoche passed away, the energy has not gone down, it has gone up. We are actually always together. There is no this thing of, okay, an empty space and feeling, sure, we miss him very, very much. This is no doubt whatsoever. But this doesn't mean that, like, sometimes it happens that when great masters pass away, then there is a lot of fight in between the disciples, sometimes happen. I saw this in my lifetime. Sometimes the energy just fades away and nothing works anymore. So this was one of the things that Rinpoche said many times. My priority is that when I die, things should continue. And he would say to me many times, you should not be alone when I die. And basically, as Rinpoche wished, we are together. Things are working very well. I have nothing at all to complain. It's the other way around, just to rejoice and to be grateful to everyone. So it's the best offering that we have to do to Rinpoche. The best way of requesting for Rinpoche's swift return in a physical body is actually that we are united, that we continue to practice and to apply the Dharma in our lives. So this is the most important thing. And just one more thing, one of the reasons why we make statues, because the statue is a representation in form of something that is formless. Okay? So actually, it is a way of creating causes and conditions also for Rinpoche to be reborn in a physical form. There is also this meaning behind it also. Okay? So, from my side, I'm truly grateful to everyone that in all these days we have been together here, practicing together, sharing the Dharma, and then I'm especially happy that we are together also, Lama Caroline, sharing with the practice and teachings and so on. So please, we just continue in this way. We rejoice, okay? And these moments that we have in which we take some time to stop our daily activities, to dedicate to listening to the Dharma, to practicing together and so on, I think they're very, very special moments. And we will continue to do it. And as it's said often, we have done a lot, but we still have much more to do. There is still much more to come. No? And I truly rejoice. I'm happy that we can all do all of this together. But I request the support of everyone. To do all of this, it's only possible through the help and through the support of everyone. Okay? Where actually the support of each person, it's very important also. And one part, last but not least, which is also important, two things that someone may ask. We have done the campaigns of the 2,000 Buddhas. No? Some people ask me, oh, but where is going to go the image of the Buddha with the dedication? This is going to go in the altar of the third floor retreat Gompa. There is going to go all the images of the Buddhas with the dedications of everyone. And then also there is the plan in front of the Gompa to make a monument where we will put the name of everyone that participated in the creation of the temple. So the name of all the sponsors, we put the name of the workers, we put the name of everyone that made this temple possible. Because this is not something which is made just for a few decades, but it should remain here for at least another 1,000 years. No? Nowadays, all the constructions have like guarantee of 50 years maximum. Everything is thought about 50 years. After 50 years, rebuild again. We are trying to make things thinking about 1,000. Okay, that's at least the intention and the awareness behind. So for the future generations. So I think it's very important to remember everyone that is being and making all of this possible. So we'll make a monument, still finding the best way how to do it, outside, possibly carving in stone the name of everyone that has been participating to make all of this possible. Okay? So please, I just like to request everyone to help, to continue. And one thing also which we need to say thank you, that is making the temple possible, is we have received in these last 2 years also a good support through the Italian Buddhist Union, originally from the Italian government, which is this 8 per mille, which is one type of text that it's a part of the text paid in Italy that is given back to religions in general. So through this money, it's also helping a lot for the building of the temple and all of this. Through all the projects that we do, there's a lot of job behind also all of that, but it's also a special help. So you also can know that when it's time to pay taxes in Italy, a small part of it has gone to our temple, okay, compared to all of it. So in a way, that's also true. And we need to rejoice about, and we need to be grateful also. And in a way, it makes me very happy because I feel like in the moment that actually there is the energy of little bit of all Italians in the temple somehow, because when we have some money that comes from everyone, there is a part of the energy of everyone here also. And this gives a particular joy also. Okay, so I'm truly grateful for everyone. I think we have said so much all these days. Now, what all we need to do is just to put into practice. And as Rinpoche often said to us, see you sometimes, see you every moment. Okay? And this was before streaming existed. Okay? So it's not see you on the screen, it's see you in our hearts and minds in every moment. Okay? And this is mainly what I wanted to share. I would like Lamola to please say what you would like to say in this moment, and then after we do the conclusion with mandala offering the end of everything. Okay?
Okay. Thank you, Lama Michelle. It's really very interesting, actually. Thanks for all your job, by the way. It's amazing, no? For like those of us who've been around for many years with Rinpoche. It's like the Big Bang, no? I mean, I was there in Kumpen when Rinpoche had a tiny apartment, and we had about 100 people in the tiny apartment. Before that was an even smaller one in Porto Vercelli, no? Yeah? So it's just amazing, like how all Rinpoche's activities have developed and grown, you know? Not only here in Italy, of course, this is our most important centre here in the West, but throughout the world, yeah? So, you know, it's true what Lama Michelle was saying, all we can do was rejoice, yeah? This last year, what I've been working on is our Sanghas worldwide, actually, because, of course, as you know, Lama Gyaltsen Rinpoche didn't just do Albaniano, yeah? He was incredibly busy, travelling all around the world, spreading his message of inner peace, you know, inner and world peace. So actually we have many, many centres and Sangha groups and members all over the world, yeah? So personally I felt that after Rinpoche passed into Paranirvana, well he said, no, that anyway we need to all stick together as one family. So we set up all these Zoom groups and streaming, and so every week I go around the world looking at all our Sangha friends who like on the Zoom, and it's actually very beautiful, I must say, you know, like Lama Michelle was saying, how we all stick together. Not only here, actually, but actually worldwide. Our Sangha is really united. Actually, it's a very beautiful experience, actually. So we have, I don't know, I mean, I don't need to give the big list now, but we have the Dutch Sangha group with all us, and Dutch-German Sangha group, and then we have the Brazilian one with so many centres. Actually, after this, I'm going to hopefully go and visit our Sangha friends in Brazil for Losa. And also there's what's very nice is to see that all Rinpoche's projects are continuing and growing and developing, and our Sangha sticking together, yeah? So I'm going to go, of course, to São Paulo, to Shidecha, so also to Albaniano number 2 campus in Brazil, yeah? And see, you know, how that's getting on. Also, we've got the Dharma Center of São Paulo. Actually, we're opening a new center in Rio de Janeiro. So many, many, many beautiful things are happening in Brazil and actually all over the world. There's many, many positive things, you know. So anyway, we have every week we see everybody around, those who like around the world. So for at the moment in our Sangha group, this where we do the retreat that Rinpoche asked us to do of the 5 fathers, 5 mothers, there's about 300 people, yeah, who participate each week, which is very good, I think, yeah. And I don't know, like, I'm just really, really, really impressed myself about how everybody, like Lama Michelle says, are stuck together as friends, as one family, you know. We'll continue to practice together. I mean, I must say I find it really amazing watching all this, the developments of Albaniano, you know. And then what we need to do is, of course, support all that, but then we need to practice what Rinpoche told us, no? So I'm obviously trying to continue that. All Rinpoche's vast, enormous, without end collected works and publications and everything, you know, like, you know, the container and the contents, you know. So even this is massive, and what Rinpoche wants to put inside is even bigger, you know. He had limitless ideas, you know. So this time, actually, during our Albaniano winter gathering, actually, so with Rinpoche, things always came out spontaneously, you know, like through tendril, through interdependence. And I've noticed that still, fortunately, that's continuing, yeah, which is great, you know. So like, I didn't have this idea when I came here, but look, anyway, now we start this one project that actually one Rinpoche asked us to do. When Rinpoche asked before he passed away that we continue with his spiritual songs, yeah? He said, please, all of you sing my songs, yeah? And Rinpoche also asked that for the inauguration of the new temple here, in the Temple of Heaven on Earth, we have to make some special spiritual songs and dances, actually, yeah? So these days I've been working together with United Peace Voices, past, present and future of the 3 times, and friends, yeah? And we're starting again to, you know, revival Rinpoche's songs, and anyway, we need to make a new recording, and we're going to prepare for the inauguration of the temple here, whenever it is, in Albaniano, yeah? Okay? Hopefully, you know, it sounds to me, I don't know, like Lama Michelle
one
was...
thing, just
yeah?
in between.
Yeah?
People ask, when is the inauguration of the temple?
Yeah.
It depends on the pandemic. Basically, it will be, in March, the temple should be ready. It will be when people can travel from the other places in the world, where people can travel from Asia, from the Americas, from Brazil, from everywhere else. This is when we can actually do. Let's say after we can make the hugging day, then we can make the inauguration. So this is just, and I'm very happy that we can prepare for many songs and dances also for that time.
Well, whenever it is, anyway, now we're going to start to prepare, yeah, together with the Peace Voices of the 3 times and friends, yeah, okay? Because this is also, all these things, as you know, take time, also this, no? Yeah, to get everything ready. So anyway, that's one thing that we like to do this next year. Somehow, by Lhasa, we will finish the first thing that we were going to do together, which was this retreat of our 5 father Buddhas, the 5 mother Buddhas, yeah? But of course, that's not the end, that's just the beginning, yeah? Okay? Then we have many, 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 many other Rinpoche beautiful practices to do, you know? So, anyway, we'll continue with the streaming, and also, of course, here and everywhere, you know, continuing to develop Rinpoche La's beautiful practices, yeah? So anyway, personally, I'm super, super pleased and happy, and I do rejoice, actually, that, as Lama Michelle said, everything's going really, really well, you know, much better than, I mean, we had no expectation, we didn't know what would happen, yeah? It's not something we ever wanted to think about, but through Rinpoche's blessing and also through the support of all the friends, everything truly is going very, very well, you know? So, like that, yeah? So, anyway, so after this, I'm actually going to Spain tomorrow, yeah? I'm going to go to Almeria Center in Torno de Paz, yeah? Because Rinpoche has many, many, many centers around the world, yeah? So I'll go there for a while. Then, like I say, on to Brazil, and then the plan is back here, you know? Okay, and we'll continue like this, you know? So, actually, I thought it was all brilliant, actually, the presentation. Really amazing, yeah? You should do it more often, yeah, to inform us about what's going on, yeah? It's really, but nice at the beginning of the year that we can see, you know? You know, it's going to be anyway. Rinpoche wanted this to be, I don't know, he said Piccolo Shambhala and all this, you know? Really, it looks like it could become possible, you know? Really, really amazing, you know? From, like, Rinpoche in a little room in Milano, and everybody crowded in there to this, you know, new Shambhala society that he was trying to develop, you know. So thanks, Lama Michelle, and thanks everybody, because, you know, as you know, there's a huge team of people here working together. And thanks for all these friends and supporters here and worldwide, because there's many, many, many. No, so please, okay, and also thanks for all the people who support and sustain and work in our centres worldwide, which are actually many, yeah? And of course, that also is a big job. I don't know, in Holland, in Spain, in Brazil, in Malaysia, all these places, you know, our friends have not given up. In fact, actually, they're working even more than before somehow, you know, because each one of us, somehow, now Rinpoche gave us one piece of his light, you know. And that's why we need to all stick together and put, you know, that light of awakening, you know, for a force for good for the world. So it's really, really, really beautiful and amazing. So thank you, yeah? Yeah?
Saying, okay, just to give something more taste. This is the original plan for the theater.
Oh, beautiful. Huh?
Okay. So it's a 150-seat, pre-COVID 150-seat place. Okay. So this is the theater that we have with the place of the golden place, which we need to do. So this is just some of, now we still need to go into detail. These are all preliminary projects, no? Okay, of the golden place. And then the rooms for the guests. This is also the preliminary project. Nowadays we are working on the actual other project, which you can see something here. Yeah. More rooms for our guests that are coming, okay? So here the project is 18 rooms. The only thing which we had in the original project, which sincerely I think will get out of the project, nowadays I don't see really the functionality and the quality, the costs and benefit. There are more costs than benefit, is making a swimming pool. The original plan had a nice swimming pool, okay, with a place dedicated for healthcare and massage and whatever. But we need to give priority for rooms where people to stay. And I think we don't need that much a swimming pool, better to stay in the Gompa. So I think this is basically the idea. Because the idea is to have in the center to be a place where we can receive not only those that want to do the practice, but maybe there is the husband or the wife or the children that also like to come together, so to be a place for everyone. But I think this whole region where we are with the nature itself is already quite entertaining. So we don't need to add other stuff like this, okay? So at one point, if we really feel it's necessary, we can always make a swimming pool, but I don't think that's really necessary. So this is also the project.
Rinpoche, also, we need to one day we need to also make beautiful edition of all Rinpoche's collected works, yeah? And,
yeah, sure.
You know, not only put in our library, but publish in many, many different languages on the list of the things we have to accomplish, you know?
My wish and my idea regarding this is I didn't say anything about it because it's a work in progress that we don't have right now a date for print, basically, no? But one thing that we are working on and we need to do, which is basically Lama Caroline doing the work with Carmen and other people, is to take all Rinpoche's writing, go through it again, do a final editing, and then gradually we will print one volume after the other of all the works of Rinpoche. And it's called in Tibetan Sumbum, which is the collected works. And when we put together all the works of Rinpoche, I think we get minimum around 20 volumes altogether. So the idea is to make something where we can put, so we have volumes of biography, which telling the different parts of Rinpoche life, volumes of from self-healing to all the different sadhanas and all the things, no? So this, you are working a lot on it, other people also, so we should gradually, as we move along, also print, and this is something that we make available, which is also we need to create content for the museum. There are many things, actually. Yeah. When we open doors, there are so many things that we are doing, no? But this moment right now, we are also working a lot to create the infrastructure so we can be together and practice together and all of that. And then the rest, in meantime, we work on the other things also, no? So just as you were saying, I was thinking, okay, let's just show something extra here. So this is just to give an idea of this part.
Lama Michelle, did Rinpoche give a name for the theatre?
Yes.
What's the name?
The name the Rinpoche gave to the theater, let me remember, in Tibetan, it was the Theater of Illusions. There is a precise name in Tibetan. I need to find out. I have it written somewhere. I need to go to look for it, but it was basically, there is a beautiful name in Tibetan, which was the place of illusions, something like that. And our road, the road that we built, the name of the road Rinpoche gave was Tarlam, which is path to enlightenment, path to liberation. Okay? So, this is it. Okay? So here we have our path to enlightenment. Our road is here. So anyhow, this is basically everything. So from my side, I just like to really say that I'm very grateful that we are together here, that we can continue with all of this. And just like to request everyone, please, to continue making your best in your life. One thing which for me has been a challenge in all these years, and it continues to be a challenge, but somehow less nowadays, to be sincere. I feel more relaxed. Is that when I arrived many years ago in Albagnano, Rinpoche said to me, we need rules, you make rules. And I said, okay. So I started thinking, but whenever I would make a rule, Rinpoche was the first one breaking them. And he was the first one coming with a long list of exceptions. And then at one point I just said, okay, Rinpoche, I'm not doing this anymore, because the last thing that I want is to do something that is against your wish or what you want and how you want, no? But the difficulty which I found for a very long time is to put together growing, which when we grow with a larger number of people, inevitably we need to structure things in a certain way. Okay? If you just think about costs, the fixed costs of the center are around 800,000 euros a year altogether. It's a lot of money. So if we are not very, very careful with the way how we spend, then very easily, we can get underwater. So everything needs to be careful. There needs to be, it's not like each one go and buy whatever they want. It doesn't work like this. When we were 20 people in a small, it was different. But so there is a part in which we need to structure things. We need to institutionalize from one way, because we are many people. So we need to structure and organize. But at the same time, we need to keep the family feeling. Rinpoche always put so much energy to relate to everyone. He said, first of all, I am a friend. Then if you want, I can also be a guru. And I believe that this is something that we are keeping, is this family feeling, to be near to each other, to be together with each other. And this is something very, very important. Then we need organization, we need institution in this sense, but we need always to keep this balance and to keep this aspect, which I think is very, very important. We cannot lose this taste, and we are not losing it. So this is something that, for me, has been a challenge for many years, finding the way how to try to go this, but I feel that we are going in a good direction in that sense. So please, we keep this family feeling. This is what I wanted to say. Okay, we are part of a same spiritual family. And for me, one of the most beautiful things of the Sangha that I see here in Albagnano, in many other places, is when you look to each one, we are so different. We have all sorts of people. Really. But we are in a place where everyone can be comfortable being who they are. So we are united by something that goes beyond all the other stereotypes of society and culture. It's something very profound. And so we should keep it. So please, for those that have been following Rinpoche since more than 30 years, for those that have arrived yesterday in the center for the first time or today in the first time, please, we keep this feeling of family together. We generate this connection together. And this is something that is truly very much important. So this feeling of love, of trust, of human connection. It's something that Rinpoche gave to us in so many ways, and we should continue to transmit and to share and to cultivate it. Okay? So this is how I'm very happy. I'm truly sorry that these days we cannot hug everyone. I repeat this again because I'm so uncomfortable with it. I would like really very much, as I always did before, to hug everyone, which I like doing. But okay, we need to respect the moment in which we are with all the different situations and conditions which are there, it's like this. And as I said before today, please don't make these next months of your life too busy with things that you cannot change. Put energy in what is positive and virtuous, which is within your own reach. Okay? So otherwise we just get frustrated. This is like this, that is like that. What happened here? What will happen there? We don't know. But we know that there are places and things in which we can put energy that are positive and virtuous. So that's where we need to put our energy together. And we are here to support and help each other on every level together. Okay? So I think this is everything. No? So we make our final dedications by making the swift return prayers for Rinpoche, and then we make the mandala offering. Okay? So we do now the swift return prayers. The first prayer was written in Tashilumpo, as requested by the Panchen Lama. Kangwe tsempe nyimbu sibra shi, kanson sayan druktra cheme dro. Kanto sabyan jindra pakawe, nyame tungkun drube tendire kyong. Losan gyawa nipa tsongkape, topte nyingpo trinle pelwala. Mechon nyingtoba yarngo dawatar, pelze tampe gunla solwade. Döne panto yönten tarsunke, penche sampe tsenja la sope, rimjong kedan drube pangawa, gyase mi tsunzin solwade, kyoku ninje shonu tunine, gyalten pemo gatse tsumbele, Shenye tume shelgi bumsale, dögü dütsi yongshe solwade, tsechi songju drube tapki pul, gende nyingü tempe drumeche, numse lungki ngansu gyurpana, minu sitre chöla solwade. Tutara gyalte shedro le sumki, kurchen kawa dagire sheshintu, nyinge randan dewe tukchonte, lobro shinye shekpa kemaho, mechon seme tukche le yanle, pangto zokpe yangdro dungdasar, Gyalte nimpo kundra rabshele, Trudra trube dekra nyurjan shoya, Cheba lekshe mala paksendang, Tsepa rikto cholan chedramo, Tsomla yangchen drincha pawote, Kera namtara sheshin nyurjan sho, Namda ngechon tsawa rapten chim, Shemben chancho semge yaldavge, Yanda tada rimni dredube,
Chodru Jamba Nyurjan Sho Tetra Geme de la Nitu Drubala Lama Yidam Sunsa Malupe Dongdra Trile Tukun Mieze Mechun Seche Gawe Chin Labdam Tendre Lua Mepe Dempadam Daso Lasan Tape Tutopki Namda Mbe Nekun Drubrasho Kewa Kunto Yanda Lamadam Cheki Pela Longchechin Sada Lamge Yante
Razone Doje Chanki Gopa
Nyurto Basho. Prayer request for swift return of Drubon Kanche Rinpoche, written by Kyabche Paponka Chokro Rinpoche. Ramjan Shinge Gyaldan Tese Tsoya Kebra Losan Tubon Dorje Chan Tendire Tukje Tubon Cherkene Dagi Remen Yurtu Druparatsu Lode Kusan Tukun Samuchu Genden Tempe Ningbo Shedruboki Zimbe Chinle Yarde Pelwala Drenso Tambe Chola Solwade Kyoku Dawa Shiyin Timpana Soldev Kyuma Kegi Nirkulowe Laryan Yansin Nimro Chebezu Tenro Nanche Chembo Nyurjan Rigru Tsangme Veme Tsochentu Yandru Pema Shonu Dabshete Tsulme Tödan Sampe Trisunki Kalden Pungwe Tsonama Guparasho Kadam Tsangme Namtara Zechedan Kusun Toge Vetun Rabarwe Nikto Gumu Malu Rafsene Deki Pemu Gatse Gebradze Chere Zida Chosun Yurtse Gum Jamyan Kade Shinje Gyapodam Tao Chegya Dorje Shudenso Tenson Gyatso Chinle Yelmezo Lume Chosun Tempe Chinla Gyunre Tenchin Drilchum Milushin Dagil Hasama Takpe Nutopki Mumbe Tunama Yishin Drubrasho Kewa Kuntu Yanda Lamadam Dralme Chöki Pela Lonchechin Sada Lamge Yönte Rapsone Dorje Changi Kopa Nyurto Vesho. Swift return request prayer written by Kyabche Trichan Chodo Rinpoche. Dechen Gyapo Lama Heru Yakaya Dechen Tarpa Chogi Shayene Dechen Tapshe Ngedun Nimpeche Dechen Yabyon Sungi Dakyon Zoya Losan Tempe Inche Sipemi Tupten De Gyud Zinme Kyun Chile Drove Mari Mumpachom Shempen Le Dre Yarpe Mumprat Gonkyo Pavo Pame Tsonamki Meto Duda Rolmo Yerkedre Kala Chöpe Tsulgi Shekshintu dacha dungwe solde
Sote yusago
shiwe kui drowa zumge su shiwe sung
Sunki chudra namwaje
shiwe tuni shempe jamse shi shide semba chenpo nyurjan sho tupten dutsi nimbo shempen chu semche rarang kamda momoru dogu simse drubwa rimpo
Boshe
rime drowe nyenchi nyurjan sho drubwa kyoni drowe shidiretsen daso namkyan shide tuntu nyer jisi drowa shide trongchotu male tesi kyosha tunso chi dacha rema chishin drupala lama kuncho sumge tujindam kebra
Tensun
dorje shukdense namshi trinle maye tongzho zo kewa kuntu yanda lamadan
Drame chuki pela
lonche chin sada lamge yente rab
razune Deje chanki
gopa nyurto vshu. Swift return prayer written by Dulzin Choki Gyalpo. Riya sheja kun la time ngason chen lu chen tada puchi tartu tse ramcha shinshu gyawa sechegi tendire denjin dewe charchenpo lodro sampo tuberin lotem Chime namtara kyongwe gompo Chile yarmo pelshin getsepa Kanchen drupe wambro solwade Kyoku dawe chanzo tsempeda Lobro shivra shekpe nansodi Seche gyawe dunsara tendruyi Kurdu shebe tamcha torminam Gongkyo tsembe chunzin tukpulon Deme tret
Sepela lamne
dacha dungwe reme digonte Yandro dashun sarba nyurjan sho Natso kamta mepa chishintu Chosu ramjan chela yangchi kyang Bumdra gyawe samwa kundupe Lamto shenyen chotu nyurjan sho Mame tagum chepa kanlayam Ketsun sampa namdara yomsopa Losan nyingyu ngaso ringlo Sölche tomba chotu nyurjun sho Lama yidam gyawa secedam Kebra tembel hashu la sope Dacha tedam mepe dendresu Rewe memba yishin drup gyurchi Kewa kuntu yanda lamatam
Drame chuki pela lonchechin Sada
lamge yente rabzone dorje change gopa nyurto besho. So we make now our final dedications of this period that we have been together here. So as we dedicate our merits, especially for the swift return of our root guru, Drubon Kanchen Rinpoche, in a physical form within us. We dedicate for the long life of all the great masters that are present in this world and that will come, so that we may always be continuously guided on the path to enlightenment. We dedicate so each and every one of us
may be able to put the Dharma into practice and gradually walk on the path to enlightenment for the benefit of others. We dedicate especially for this moment in which we are going through, that may everyone that is sick be quickly recovered from their sicknesses. May all sentient beings always be free from any form of sicknesses. May all the medicines be effective. May the prayers and healings be effective. May there be harmony between each and every sentient being, harmony in society, harmony in the family. So we dedicate that may this pandemic moment in which we are living be overcome and pacified soon. And through all of this, may we experience stability. May we never let go our mind to the Dharma. May we always direct every thought, every action in a way that is of benefit for ourselves and others, in such way making our own life meaningful. So we will now make the mandala offering as a sign of gratitude for this period that we have been together and for all the teachings and Dharma that we have shared together, and then we continue with all the dedications. Sashi Peki Choshi Meto Tamare Rabba Ling Shi Nidegem Padi Sangye Shintu Mikte Ulwagi Drokurnam Dashin La Chopar Jetsun Lame Kuserapten Chinam Karatrile Chochurge Padam Lo Santempe Drame Sasumgi Drove Musentaktum Negur Chirke Wakuntu Yandalama Dandral Mecheki Pela Long Churchin Sadalam Ge Yente Rabzonem Dorje Change Kopang Nyurtob Shoyidam Guru Ratna Mandrala Kamniryatayami Semche Neba Chinye Paya Nyurtu Nele Targyurchi Drove Nini Malupa Takto Chungwa Mebrasho Menam Tudan Dembadan Sanga Dejo Drubayi Kandro Simbola Sopa Ninje Simdan Dengyuruchi Chonam Kuna Ludan Sem Dunga Neba Chinyepa
Teda dagi sonamanki Dega gyatso topraisho Taye drowa sile trache chir tame mulan hasan tapetu Lome kuncho sumdan tutoba chen Transon tuye denzin drup gyurchi Chunga chenpo drayini Semchen dunga targisho Kepa chewa samyesu Chöten zinchin shu gyurchi Chanchu semcho rinpoche Ma kepa nama ke gyurchi Kepa nyambra me payang Kongne konto pelwar sho Nimo dele tsendele Nime kuyan dele kshin Nin takto delekpe Concho sumanke chingelo Concho sumanke ngodrubutsol Concho sumke trashisho At dawn or dusk, at night or midday, may the three jewels grant us their blessings. May they help us to achieve all realizations and sprinkle the path of our lives with various signs of auspiciousness. All'alba o al tramonto, di notte o durante il giorno, possano i tre gioielli concederci le loro benedizioni, possano aiutarci ad ottenere tutte le realizzazioni e cospargere il sentiero della nostra vita con molti segni di buon auspicio. De sol a sol, à noite ou ao meio-dia, possam as três joias conceder-nos suas bênçãos, possam as três joias ajudar-nos a alcançar todas as realizações, possam as três joias espalhar muitos sinais auspiciosos no caminho de nossas vidas. Al amanecer o al anochecer, por la noche o durante el día, puedan las tres joyas concedernos sus bendiciones, puedan ayudarnos a obtener todas las realizaciones y colmen el sendero de nuestras vidas con muchos signos de buenos auspicios. Pulon chincha, hua pai wang, pulon pa chu, wo he ye, yan tsang pao tsu wo fu tse, chu won chen chun chu kong te, chai wo xiu shi lu tu sang, pu man tsu ru yi shi xiang. Mi men ser we, ter chen chen. Dreame kempe wampo champe du pon Jonze Sangwe Dang Kanchen Kepe Tsugen Tsong Kapa Shabla Solvade. Thank you very much. I like just to conclude by expressing my gratitude for most of all our Guru, Drubon Kanchen Rinpoche, having given us everything, and all the other Gurus. My gratitude for Lama Caroline, and especially also my gratitude for all of you for being here with us together. But most of all, actually, I like to express my gratitude for all the Karma Yoga volunteers working in the center. Because for us to be here, someone needs to cook, someone needs to clean, someone needs to answer the phone, someone needs to do so many things which are necessary, you know. And there are many that would like to be here the whole day, but others need to eat, so they are helping in the kitchen. You know, there are many things behind, so it's truly a lot of work. There was one moment when I start giving the teachings on the 3 aspects of the path, and I made the whole course very elaborated and all the different lessons, and I showed to Rinpoche. Rinpoche said, very nice, but now you need to take care of administration. That's your priority. I said, okay, Rinpoche, I do also know, he said. So I know what is behind every small work in the center. I have gone through the process of being part of the management and looking at all of this, from the buying and the ordering and the accounting and the cooking and the cleaning and all of this. And I like to say there is one attitude that I see sometimes that I truly do not agree. That we make the division between like more important or less important jobs. That's not correct. Okay? For example, we have one of the most important things for all of us is to have clean toilets. Is it true or not? You know? So from a health-wise, comfort-wise, and all of that. So actually, it's something very important for all of us. So I'm very grateful for those that are doing the job of cleaning all the toilets. You know, now we have more toilets in the temple. No? Before there was none, now we have 10. Okay? So when we have in the center, and then there is the cooking, helping the cooking, all of this, it's so much job. Then there is reception, then there is accounting, then there is management, then there is the gardening, all sorts of job. There is opening the gompa, closing the gompa, making sure everyone puts a mask. That's one of the most terrible jobs. Nowadays better, we are more used to it, okay? Multimedia jobs, streaming and all of that, preparing the sadhanas, doing it's so many things. But for this day's course, I like especially also to thank Maria Cristina for doing the translation, because she allows us actually to speak in one language. And someone may say, oh, but if she was not there, someone else could do the translation. That's also true, but she's doing it. That's the actual fact. From morning to night, I have not been listening to the translation, but I'm quite sure it's good. So I'm very grateful for that also. Okay, so we need to recognize the work of everyone. On every level. If I start, I'm sure I forget many things, but I like to really say thank you for everyone on many, many levels are here, okay? So it's something that not especially during these days, but in general, there's so much work and dedication behind on so many things, so I'm truly very much grateful. From transcripts, editing, impagination, all sorts of things are there. So I'm truly very grateful to everyone, okay? And this is all. Thank you very much. And as Rinpoche was always saying, see you sometimes, see you every moment. Okay? Thank you very much. Okay? Just to remember, tomorrow morning, 8:30, there are teachings of morning inspiration.
And Lama Caroline, have a nice trip. Come back
Thank
soon.
you very much. Of course, always and forever. Thank you, everybody. See you all soon. Yeah?